I'm not mad, I'm just sad. I'm sad, I feel like crying just because of thinking of that situation.
Don't cry, it's all right.
If Greg had told me before I traveled, I wasn't coming to America.
Ooh, imagine you're leaving everything you've ever known, your home, your family, your country, for love. And the second you land, your fiance tells you you can't sleep in the same bed. On top of that, you're living in their mother's house, and this is one of her rules.
Oh, hell no!
That's exactly what happened to Joan when she arrived in America from Uganda. She was so blindsided, she burst into tears.
She's feeling extremely vulnerable at this point.
Can this relationship survive? Or is this the beginning of the end? Let's talk about it. Hey 90 Day Fans fam, it's Melicia. I recently chatted with Amani and Matt, two parts of this season's throuple, and it got a little spicy. What do you say to those viewers?
I mean, they're gonna have to just stick around.
You keep saying looking for fame. I think everybody that goes on like 90 Day Fiancé or any show has some type of motive.
We're controversial.
So what's your motive? The full interview drops this week. Make sure you subscribe to Entertainment Tonight's YouTube channel and turn on your notifications so you don't miss it. Before we get into Joan and Gregory, take a look at Mahdi's reaction to walking the streets of New Orleans for the first time after living his entire life in Iran. Look at him.
Seeing Mahdi walk around New Orleans is like when you bring a kid to Disneyland and they're like overstimulated by everything that they see.
Did you see these in your country?
Never. Not even the picture. Like, did you know that you can't do that in Iran too?
What?
You can't have your dog
On a leash?
even on a leash.
Well, where
in
are
the
you supposed to
street.
keep it?
I don't know, at home. I feel like I had a sunglasses in Iran that I could see everything darker. But here, everything looks more colorful and livable. I can totally feel the freedom here.
Wow, he said he could feel the freedom.
I can totally feel the freedom here.
As someone who has been born and raised in the States, that sense of freedom he's describing has been a normal part of my experience, which a lot of us take for granted.
Seeing people singing and dancing like on the street, it just feels weird because if you do that in Iran, like they can arrest you. Did you know that?
For dancing?
For dancing.
How many of us would have gone to jail by now? Yeah, for me, Mahdi's reaction was another reality check. Freedom is a gift. It's something we have to protect and appreciate. For real.
I told you 100 times, but I really feel like I'm still dreaming.
His English is great, by the way. All right, let's get into Gregory and Joan.
People really love this, you know, the slapping. People actually pay me extra to slap their dough a little bit more, you know, spank their bread a little bit more, you know what I'm saying?
Greg is a 35-year-old baker from New York who lives with his mom.
Do I baby Greg, spoil him maybe a little?
Yeah, he's a mama's boy, no doubt about it. On top of that, he admits he's not exactly the hardest worker.
Call it ADHD or just call it being lazy, I don't know, but there's a lot of times where I'll start a project and I don't necessarily finish it.
But he's hoping all that changes now that he's engaged to 26-year-old Joan from Uganda. On the surface, Gregory and Joan seem like an unlikely couple, but their love story feels like it was destined.
So I met Joan because I actually fell asleep on a gentleman's shoulder on an airplane, and he turned out to be from Uganda, East Africa. He owns a safari company, and after talking to him for 6.5 hours straight, he actually ended up inviting me to Uganda. I checked into the guest house and I saw Joan within my first hour and a half half of being there in Uganda.
While they chatted a bit, it wasn't until a year later that Joan friended him on social media, and things took off from there.
I ended up going back to Uganda and I proposed to her on her birthday.
Fast forward, it's the day Joan arrives in New York from Uganda, and Greg's mom has a firm rule. He and Joan need to sleep in separate rooms.
I just don't need to hear things going on. You're used to you having a woman in your bed with you.
I get that. I do wish things were different. Of course, I want my own place and I want privacy for ourselves, but this is what we have to deal with for now, and we're gonna get through it.
I'm not mad that his mom wants them to sleep in separate rooms. Each parent is different. At the end of the day, it's not his house, and he's lucky to have a mom that's not trying to kick him out. He's 35. So my hope is this whole thing lights a fire under Gregory to take action and get his own place. You can do it, Gregory. Just because you haven't done it before, it doesn't mean you can't do it now. Believe in yourself. You got this.
Oh, Hercules, Hercules, Hercules.
You gotta get your shoes on, right?
Oh, shoes, shirt.
Cologne.
Yes, mama knows cologne does wonders. Good smelling cologne.
I hope they still want to, have me around in their life. And, I ain't gonna be like a third wheel to them. And, that Gregory will still appreciate me and not tell me to get lost.
Oh, her baby boy is in love and she is trying to figure out how to handle it.
Oh, wow.
I want you and only you. I want you and only you.
Oh my God, I love you.
I hope he does not expect Joan to eat that bread. Greg picks Joan up from the airport and immediately you can see how much she loves cuddling up to him. He's like a teddy bear.
It feels like I'm waking up for the first time ever, being born out of my mother's womb,
Sorry.
I can't wait to show you how to make bread, sourdough. Probably not tonight, right?
No, Gregory, not tonight. He probably wants her to see him spank the dough.
Smack that hat all on the floor. Smack that hat, give me some more.
I hope he does not end up traumatizing his mama. Her ears are gonna be attuned to everything. Speaking of his mom, once they get in the car, Gregory drops the separate rooms bomb.
I'm not sleeping in a separate room.
No, I don't want you to, Maybe we can compromise on something with my mom, like leaving the door open.
Yeah, it can already be uncomfortable as a grown woman living in another grown woman's home who is not your family at that. And then she has these rules. Understandably, Joan becomes overwhelmed.
No, I'm not mad. I'm just sad. I'm sad. I feel like crying just because of thinking of that situation.
Don't cry. It's all right.
I didn't expect that. Think about what I had to sacrifice to come to America. In Uganda, I had like a life. I'm a director at an NGO, so I have a bachelor's degree. And here in America, I'm a nobody. I have nothing to do. I have to just sit home, staying in my mother-in-law's house. And so it's really hard.
I wish I could see into people's minds and read their true intentions. I want to believe this is love, a faded connection. But lately, 90 Day has me jaded because you just never know. People have ambitions and they are willing to make sacrifices for them. I guess time will tell if Joan really gave her life up in Uganda solely for love.
How are you? How was your trip?
Awesome.
Oh,
You're so tired.
I see it in your eyes. You look so tired.
What do you think, Mom? More beautiful in person? She's beautiful,
She's
right?
tiny. Nice and thin. Not for long. Not for long, being thin, right?
How do you respond to that? As Joan goes to unwind, Greg chats with his mom.
As she went in the shower, she wants to go take a shower.
Yeah, I know. She should be out now, right?
Dang, his mom is clocking how long she's been in the shower. She's already trying to control stuff. Oof, come on, Miss Lucille.
No, I think she's probably still in. So I don't know. I talked to her about sleeping in separate rooms. I mean, she was really upset. And she was kind of nervous to meet you. Like, she was really nervous to meet you because of all that. And it really hit her hard. And I don't know. I just can't wait to just hold her. Really, just every day. I don't know.
It's okay, Greg.
I was just getting emotional about, just not being, I guess, good enough.
Gregory goes on to say that he basically doesn't want to waste Joan's time, and he doesn't want her to regret coming to live with him.
I just love her so much. I really do.
He and his mom go on to make a compromise. Instead of sleeping in separate rooms, they will leave the door open.
I'ma leave the door open.
Leaving the door open is not gonna stop two people who want to get intimate, but okay.
Thank you, Mom. Tell her, we will respect you 100%.
I hope so. Gregory is emotional, but I never see him break down like that, really, ever.
That's surprising to me, considering how close they are and how she babies him.
And that's it. I don't know. I gotta get some sleep.
Okay. Yeah, you better.
He is not going to sleep. Who are they kidding? That man is rushing to go cuddle up with Joan, be the big spoon, probably stare at her all night, and hope for a little action. His mom seems to be in some sort of shock. She has to accept the new reality. Her baby boy, who is 35, has a woman upstairs, a woman from Uganda at that, whom he wants to marry in 90 days.
I'm hoping that she feels just as much for him as he does for her. Usually works out better that way.
Next week, reality sets in. Joan starts to push to get their own place.
Oh my God, I can't wait to squeeze that booty.
Stop.
Is my mom going along?
Hi, Greg.
I want me and Greg to get our own house soon because we need to build our future.
You know, I declined that state job.
You did? We need the money.
All right, 90 Day Fans fam, thanks for hanging with me. Make sure you stick with ET because we are covering it all. I will see you next time.